NASCAR Camping World Truck Series on Speed is brought to you by Camping World. Every new motorhome purchase is backed by 353 RV Assurance. Log on to campingworld.com/353RV for details. By Touch of Gray. Gets rid of some of gray, never all. And by the Sponsifier. Visit ToyotaRacing.com today and click on Design It, Enter It. And welcome back to Nashville Superspeedway here in Lebanon, Tennessee. And we are roaming around pit lane, and that means that we're about to find Chris Devoto. She can get us reset up with the Polaris Reset Up.
That's right. Thanks, Rick. Want to give you guys some clues into some of the storylines you need to follow tonight. A lot of big names in the field. Guys like Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Cup regulars. It's not an off weekend for them. They're racing in the trucks. What about the bleed over? Will we see any of it from Martinsville between the 13 of Johnny Sauter and the 33 of Ron Hornaday? Remember, we almost saw things come to fisticuffs in Martinsville. We'll see if anything bleeds over here into Martinsville and if any blood is shed as well. And what about Kevin Harvick? He is going for 5 in a row. He has won the last 4 races that he's entered in the Truck Series. I'm standing on the pit box of Matt Kraft, and he could be a contender looking for his first guitar tonight as well.
And I know, Krista, they took that guitar away from you. I'm sure that you can be there in victory lane when they hand it to him, and maybe you can teach him how to play that again. Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Nashville Superspeedway. I'm Rick Allen alongside Phil Parsons, Michael Waltrip. Now, this is a tough racetrack as far as trying to figure out. We've got Kevin Harvick going for 5 in a row. How tough of a track is it for him?
Well, I think the track has really changed during the course of today. These guys were on the track earlier, and it's rubbered in. I see the groove darker than I've ever seen it here at Nashville, so that's going to throw these guys some curves. They're going to have to be able to adapt these setups as they race into the night, Phil.
And you know, Michael, 3 of our preseason favorites, Ron Hornaday, Johnny Sauter, and Mike Skinner, find themselves at least 178 points behind. I know we're only 3 races in, but hey, that's a lot of points. They're going to have to make them. They better get going now, tonight.
Can Kevin Harvick make it 5 in a row, or who will be the spoiler if he doesn't?
He can make it 5 in a row.
Kyle Busch from the pole is going to be hard to beat.
All right, let's go trackside for our commands.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those most famous words in motorsports, the children from the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Nashville.
Driver, start engine!
Crank it.
Engines are fired up, and there have never been a more inspirational command than the kids from the Ronald McDonald House here in the Nashville area. We'll be back for the green flag right after this. Welcome back to the Nashville 200 from Nashville, Tennessee. A gorgeous day and a beautiful evening. 74 degrees, slight breeze, and partly cloudy. They're talking weather could be moving in, but it'll be way after the race ends this evening. Our starting grid will roll across the bottom of the screen, and while that is taking place, we want to take a look at our Z-Max track description about this 1 1/3 racetrack. Bill?
What a great racetrack. As you can see, the corners are relatively flat, only 14 degrees of banking, front stretch 9 degrees, back stretch 6 degrees. 1 1/3, that's pretty black and white, Michael.
Yeah, Bill, black and white, just like the turns. And in this case, when you get down to the corner, you're looking for the black. You want to be down there in that black where the rubber has collected on the track. There's more grip there. You slip up to the white part, and you're liable to go into the really white part, which is the concrete wall.
Well, we want to take a look at our Honey Nut Cheerios race analysis. 36 trucks will be starting. They're going 200 miles. That's 150 laps here at this racetrack.
Yeah, the NASCAR officials actually gave these guys an extra set of tires for practice. So most of the drivers here will have 1 set on the truck, 3 sets in the pits for this 150-lap race.
And those guys down in the pits were really happy to have that extra set of tires. They were all saying, we got a lot of good rubber on this track because we did get those extra tires.
Here on Speed, when we follow the Camping World Truck Series, we like to shine a light on a few different drivers in the field. That is our Speed Spotlight. We kick off tonight with Ray Dunlap, the number 50 truck.
Rick, you know what's cool about this truck? They've got Ronald McDonald House on the side of this truck, and the charity is going to get a chance to get some good money tonight. Brand new team in the Camping World Truck Series are called Make Motorsports. What does the Make mean? Well, it's the names of the children of the owners. It's Mikey, Amanda, Caitlin, and Emily. The driver is G.R. Smith. Tomorrow night, he's rooting for the West Virginia basketball team. Tonight, he's hoping to get a top 10. Adam?
And Dylan Oliver no doubt would have liked to seen the Kentucky Wildcats playing in the Final Four. The reason why? He's from just up the road in Bowling Green, Kentucky, making his first start of 2010. The last time he got behind the wheel of a Camping World Truck Series machine, Las Vegas last September. He grew up racing go-karts, legends, and late models, and he hopes tonight is yet another step in the right direction in his racing career. Phil?
Double A, I want to take a look at James Busher. You can see on the hood of his truck, they want to give a shout out to Mark Landers, the Get Well shout out. It's a relative of Trip Roos, a crew chief. But this is kind of a one-off deal for James Busher. I was talking to him earlier in this great Clips Toyota. He's actually going to start his new team, Turner Motorsports at Kansas, and will run most of the races the rest of the year. But in this truck, we'll see later this year, Brad Sweet and possibly Casey Kane. We'll start that truck in the 20th position today, the great Clips Toyota for James Busher. Michael?
Phil, let's take a look at Dennis Sedgwick. Dennis is 50 years old. He started 288 of these Camping World Truck Series races. That's second all time. He's won 18 races. That's fourth all time. As DW would say, Dennis got some experience. And he's going to need all that experience tonight because he's driving for a brand new team. Dennis is going to roll off in 28th spot in Ricky Benton's Black Tire Service Chevy.
Terry Linger will be painting our pictures tonight with the different cameras. We'll have 4 of them that will ride along with different drivers. One of those being the Toyota onboard of Mike Skinner. He'll start in the 4th spot tonight.
We're going to keep an eye on Johnny Sauter. Had a great run going last week. Got turned around by Ron Hornaday. We're going to see what happens tonight. Johnny will start from the 8th position, but he will have to go to the back of the pack doing an unimproved adjustment.
Check out Jason White in the gunbroker.com truck. He's starting way back in 29th spot. We've seen him run to the front. Got a new paint scheme on that truck this week that Sam Bass designed. He's hoping that gets him a chance to run to victory lane and grab that Sam Bass design guitar.
We're also going to have a camera riding along with our defending series champion, Ron Hornaday. He'll start in the 5th position. Now remember, he moved up quite a few spots in the point standings. He is now 12th in the points after 3 races. An unfamiliar spot for him, but we're expecting him to keep moving on toward that top position. Let's head back trackside to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, in my final thoughts before we get ready to go racing tonight, I wanted to talk about Mike Skinner. You know, leading a lot of laps at this racetrack has not always proved to get you to victory lane. Look at Skinner. 3 times in his career, he's been the driver who's led the most laps at this track, has not gotten a victory. Mike Skinner rolls off 4th tonight, and he believes he's got a truck good enough to get his first Gibson guitar. Adam?
A year ago, Ray, we made Truck Series history. 2 different drivers able to win 5 consecutive races. Kyle Busch and Ron Hornaday. Harvick going for 5 in a row here tonight. And look at what he has been able to do in those 4 consecutive wins. Starting up front in each, and look at the laps led. 68% of the time he has been out in front of the field in those 4 victories. Driver number 2 starts 9th here this evening, looking to join Busch and Hornaday in no doubt elite company.
15 drivers will be making their first ever Camping World Truck Series start at Nashville Superspeedway. That means there's some inexperience out on the racetrack, but also some experience up front of this field. Kyle Busch will bring the field to the green flag. Timothy Peters on his outside as they come out of turn number 4 and through the tri-oval. Green flag in the air. We're underway from Nashville.
Man, that's beautiful, isn't it, Phil?
Boy, it really is.
Trucks tearing through the gears down to that first turn. Nobody really knows what they got when they hit turn 1.
Been a lot of practice on this racetrack since these guys were out there in qualifying. You kind of forget what you did in qualifying.
And that first turn, it tells you so much. I mean, if it's going to be loose, it's going to get loose right there. You get through the first turn with some confidence, you're really going to attack 3 and 4.
Keep an eye on that 2 truck of Kevin Harvick. He was the fastest truck in final practice. Moves to the inside of Rick Croft in the 14 truck.
1, 2, and 3 spread out as they cross the stripe. Here comes Hornaday in 4th. Mike Skinner holding on to 5th, and there's the 2 of Kevin Harvick in the 6th spot. Eric Almirola is just behind him in the 51 truck.
You know, we talked about the dark rubber that's burnt in down low in the track and how your truck just won't stick as well up top. You can see these lead trucks are trying to hug right down against the bottom of the racetrack. If they're not down there, it's because they can't get there. Their truck won't work there. That's where they want to be.
Caught a glimpse of Justin Lofton for just a minute. Got up, way up in that white stuff. Saw him going backwards.
as drivers, would you say a concrete track is better than an asphalt track, or is it worse?
I don't like them as well. I think I just grew up racing on asphalt, and I like asphalt better. But see Jen Cobb there having some trouble getting around Chris Fontaine. She makes it, though. Jason White, like we said, he'd be charging to the front. Oh, she didn't quite make it, Phil.